Hey guys, what's up? NimbleSloth here, and Happy New Year for starters. All hope you had a great New Year's Eve. So I'm a few days late to the party and bringing you a video, but I've got other priorities that, as well as YouTubing. So I've been testing under a new format for quite a few weeks now since the balance was actually revealed. And over the last week I've been trying to find a competitive plant deck that I want to play for the next format, that I could play for the next format. And I was thinking for ages. I've tried out so many different kind of variants. I was just trying out Chaos plants, Chaos Dragon plants. There's so many different builds. And then Jamie the Kid 00, if none of you guys have heard of him, check him out. Link will be down below in the description. Posted a video, which will also be somewhere on the screen in a minute. He posted a video of a Gigavise plant deck, and Gigavise, for those who don't know what it is, it's a deck that's pretty much based around Gigaplant. And what Gigaplant does is that it's a Gemini monster, plant Earth, level 6, and once it's been normal summoned, once per turn, you can special summon one insect type or plant type monster from your hand or graveyard. And so you pretty much use this as well as using, say, your Lone Fires, your Spore and Dandelion, just to abuse them pretty much. And he was running it with a Nordic engine. And so I decided to try out the Nordic engine, didn't like it, switched to a TG engine. That was working okay for a while. I tried an emergency teleport engine, tried quite a few different engines to be honest, but in the end I found that they weren't consistent enough. They didn't have enough kind of power behind them. They were all a bit of a mishmash at times, and so I decided to try and I kept on thinking about how I could improve the deck. So I was just mulling it over in my head, like what can I run, and it popped into my head that the Dragon Rulers, because they all have great synergy in the deck, with Lone Fire being a fire type, you've got Spore and Debris Dragon being wind types, and most of the other monsters being earth. And so I thought I'd run 3 of the 4 dragons. So yeah, I've been testing it out. It's still got a lot of work to do on it. It's by no means perfect, but at the moment it's proven to be the most consistent of the builds I've been testing so far. So I'll just get into the deck profile now, guys. So 2 Lone Fire Blossom, 3 Gigaplant, 1 Spore, 1 Dandy, 1 Talea. If you guys don't know what this is, it's one of the new plant princesses, and this card gains 100 attack for each plant type monster you control. And the best part about it is all of the face-up plant type monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. So yeah, this card's great for kind of keeping your Gigaplant alive a bit longer, so there's great. Debris Dragon, pretty much your other most commonly used, most well-known tuner associated with plants, as well as Spore and I guess Glurt Bulb when it was able to be played. Next is the must-haves, the 2 card troopers. This will pretty much set up all your plays. Crane, because it can bring back your Lone Fires, your Dandies, your card troopers, and use them to go into your rank 3s, which I rank 3 of. Blaster, Tempest and Redox, Flambeau Guard and Dragoon Corseska as extra level 1 tuners for the deck, and also because they're searchable through Blaster and Redox, well, not Redox, Blaster and Tempest. And then last but not, then I've got last monster that isn't a hand trap, Thunder King Ryo, mainly because the only searching you're actually going to be doing with this deck is with these guys. Apart from them 2, and I guess one of the synchros, you're not going to be doing any searching. It's pretty much just all deck thinging using card trooper. I know it's just pretty much deck thinging and searching occasionally, but the deck doesn't go through it as quickly as you'd imagine, but at the same time it goes through it quick enough. So you'll see what I mean in a duel that I'll post in a couple of days' time. Next is 2 Maxi and 1 Sith Scarecrow. For the spells, I run 3 different dimension reincarnation. Pretty much sets up all your combos from your banished monsters, so you pretty much banish using Spore, and then bring them back using DDR. You can banish your Dragon Rulers, bring them back with DDR to set up like for Draco sack plays. Just a great card and all. Just pretty much sets up your main plays. 3 Supervise, another great card. This was what you're going to be using with your Gigaplant. So you play Gigaplant, equip it with Supervise, use Gigaplant's effect to maybe bring back the Lone Fire to, you know, special send Slayer or Spore or whatever you want. So yeah, Supervise, must have. Dark Hole, 1 for 1 because I've got 3 targets. That's one problem that I was having with the builds I was testing before I was running the Dragon Ruler engine, is that they only really ran Spore as they only all of them only ran Spore as their level 1 tuner. And so if you draw into Spore before you draw into 1 for 1, 1 for 1 ends up being dead, and it's just pretty much becomes discard fodder for DDR. So I ended up actually keeping this. I ended up dropping this, I think it was, in one of my builds. I think it was in the TG build, and then I decided to put it back in for this build because I've run 3 tuners. Next is Foolish Burial. You know, you got to get those key monsters into the grave as quickly as you can. Hollow Dragon Boneyard. I always read the. Why do I always read the OCG description or name, whatever? I'm losing it, guys. 2 Dragon Shrine. This is to pretty much get your Dragon Rulers into the grave quickly, so you can drop Flamvell Garden into the grave, as well as dropping Blaster. Then you banish, say, Flamvell Guard and one of your Lone Fires. Special summon the Blaster, then you DDR back the Flamvell Guard or Lone Fire. You know, just endless combos using DDR and Dragon Rulers, and just using it to set up pretty much a Dragon Shrine. And then, last but not least, the 2 MST. Traps, 3 Core Haunted, and 2 Trapstun. In the extra deck, I run, I think it's 9 Synchros, 6 XCs. So my Synchros are Formula Synchron, Army Arm, 2 Black Rose, 1 Powerful Dragon. This is the card that will search out all your equips. One thing that you could run is Mark of the Rose. It's a great card. It has great synergy in getting the Banish Zone filled up for DDR plays. I decided not to run it in this because my Banish Zone gets filled up using these guys, and no, I just found it. I could run better cards, to be honest. 2 Black Rose simply because I prefer Black Rose. Yeah, I think Black Rose is a good card at 2 in any kind of plant deck, because at the end of the day, you're only going to be able to make Black Rose if you're using Debris and you have nothing else on the field. Also, it's just a great card in general. So, yep, 2 Black Rose. On to level 8, I run 1 Jeweled Red Dragon Archfiend. This, I know it's not in the TCG yet, but it's too good not to run online, so I'm running it online. In the TCG, it will be a Colossal Fighter. Crimson Blader, Scrap Dragon, and Stardust Dragon. I don't run Stardust Spark simply because Stardust is better when you're going for an OTK, which is what this deck really likes to do. It likes to try and get as much damage on board as quickly as possible. And Stardust, it helps out a lot more than Stardust Spark at times. I just find Stardust a lot better to run at times, but at the same time, it depends what deck you're running. So, honestly, I just prefer Stardust, although you could run Stardust Spark. Another couple of synchros you could run are Leo, that new plant, I think it's Naturia level 10 synchro, because you can bring back Spore by banishing, say, Lone Fire, while you got Gigaplant on the field and go for a level 10. And you can also use Debris as well as Spore when you banish Lone Fire and a Dragon Ruler to make Star Eater, so you could run those 2. And for the XEs, I run 2 Draco Sack. Honestly, you'll be going into your XEs so often. As long as you've got a dragon in the grave, you can go into an XE pretty much most of the time. because you're able to spore. You pretty much Gigaplant for spore, Synchro for power tool. You know, search out your DDR, special summon your Dragon Ruler from the grave. You know, just you'll pretty much figure it out if you played the deck. One Big Eye, and for the rank 3s I run one Levier the Sea Dragon, so it's pretty much an extra DDR, and then 2 Melier the Ashwood Nymph, or Melier of the Trees. See, same thing again, reading the OCG. And this will pretty much just bring back your Gigaplants and your Lone Fires and your Dandy and your Spore, just like Gigaplant does. So yeah, great card. And it also sets up things into the grave, or your plants into the grave. Now for the side deck, once again, as I've said in the last couple of videos, this is only a rough side deck. This is probably this is just how it looks at the moment, although it more than likely will change as the meta is revealed. So one Swift Scarecrow to stop OTKs. So I mean, this deck doesn't really have any form of protection. Its protection is its monsters. So 2 Swift Scarecrows, great. One in main, one side. DD Crow, Mystical Space Typhoon, Transmigration Prophecy, 2 Deck Devastation Virus, hurts Prophecies, hurts Spellbooks, hurts quite a few other decks. So Deck Dev's a must have if you can run it. I mean, I've got Jeweled Red Dragon Archfiend and Big Eye in this deck, so it's not exactly hard to run. 2 Divine Wrath, I'll probably be swapping these out for Effect Veilers after testing them last night, so yeah. Imagine those as Effect Veilers. 2 Mistakes. It's same reason I run Thunder King, to be honest. There's not a whole lot of searching goes on apart from the Power Tool and the Dragon Rulers, so you can run it without it really hurting you. 2 DNA Surgery. This card is great when it's sided in because you can make everything plant, and then as long as you got Talea on the field, none of your cards can be destroyed by card effects. None of your monsters can be destroyed by card effects. So yeah, DNA Surgery, a great side deck card in this deck. And then last but not least, 3 Debunks, because I hate quite a lot of decks like Dark Worlds and Bujins. So a lot of decks are actually based around the graveyard these days, so it never hurts to try and stop them. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be uploading a duel video within the next couple of days, I think. If you guys can comment down below on what you think of the deck, any modifications you would make personally, and yeah, that's about it. Hit like, subscribe, and see you later.